Welcome back to another episode of Who the F***. It's the show that aims to take a deep dive into some of the acts announced at Reading Leeds 2019. In today's video we're looking at Valeras. They're an indie rock band from Reading in the United Kingdom. If you've never heard of them before, hopefully this video will help answer the question, who the f*** is Valeras?
Tell me how else to pretend. I wanna remember the days when I felt what I said, yeah.
Rose, Max, George, Kat and Katie are the 5 members that make up Valeras. They're an indie rock band from Reading, making them hometown heroes for this set. And they have this really cool indie rock sound. It kind of reminds me of a blend of some of those kind of hard female-led rock bands like Wolf Alice or Estrons.
I'd like to make a man of you. I'd like to make a man of you.
But also they have kind of a bit of a new wave block party kind of feel. Kind of a less punky version of Yonica, but a heavier pale waves with elements of the Amazons. And that's not just because I'm naming like female-led bands and bands from Reading, but they are. There's similarities. They formed at the Reading Rock Academy in the summer of 2013 on their school holidays. It's a charity that puts young people who play instruments in bands together. You could call this somewhat of a success story. They released their debut EP, Knives and Flowers, in when was it? In 2017, released on their own record label through Cobalt Services, similar to Frank Carter. They would follow this up with singles Louder, Painkiller, and Intentions last year in 2018.
That's why I don't want you to lie to me. So
This year would follow that up with singles Ricochet, and recently released their latest single, Your Honey, on Revo Park Records. I have no idea who Revo Park are. I've been trying to research them but haven't had much success. If anyone knows, let us know. Always interested. This record was produced by Larry Hibbett, great name. He's known for working with bands like Blocks and Seagirls, and also Nothing But Thieves. There's a band that I think could probably draw a bit of comparison to these guys. You can certainly hear that influence in their sound. They've previously been on tour supporting bands like The Wombats, Greta Van Fleet, The Amazons, Fickle Friends, King Nun and D-Mob Happy. And in 2019 kicked off with an extensive 18-day UK and Ireland tour, topped off with 2 back-to-back tours with both Drenge and Yonica. And in March they played the first ever Next Wave gig for Radio 1 at the Medieval Studios. Their most popular record is the song Intentions. Currently sat on 10,000 views on YouTube, making them one of the smaller acts that I've ever seen. I mean, they're not quite Brunswick small, but they're they're probably the top 5 or the bottom 5. No, I think we should celebrate littleness. Top 5. But they also gain over 13,000 monthly listens on Spotify. I've just realised that the database I use to see who is playing who's played Reading and Leeds before doesn't have a BBC introducing stage section, which is a big fuck up. Someone needs to fix that. That probably someone might be me. So I was about to say this is their first time playing Reading and Leeds, but they actually played last year on the BBC introducing stage, on the same day as Sports Team. This is their first time playing a big stage at Reading and Leeds. They're taking to the Festival Republic stage on the Sunday at Reading, Friday at Leeds, playing in between Himalayas and the Snuts. Don't worry, the WTF video for the Snuts is coming out soon. I think it's next week. For me, they are the epitome of the Reading and Leeds sound. I've spent a long time over the last few days watching Glastonbury. Glastonbury is all about diversity, but it's not about loud rock bands. I think Foals did a great set this year. I think Bring Me the Horizon brought a little bit of metal there. But you know, it's a bit more airy-fairy, bluesy rock and roll. Whereas I think what Reading do so well is give a lot of space to these quite loud band, and I think this is the epitome of that sound. And they're from Reading. The sound is really big, it's bold, it builds into something. It keeps it interesting. It looks like they're playing in the middle of the day, so they're kind of risking that Lil Uzi Vert and a potential clash with the Amazons, but I'm hoping I'm wrong because I don't want to miss them. I think they're really cool, and I love seeing local bands do well at the local big festival. We talked about this with the Amazons, we talked about this with Sandara Karma. To an extent we talked about this with the 1975. I know they're all from the north, but you know, this is a big thing for them. So on the likely to see scale, I'm gonna go with a 6 out of 10. I think they're a really cool band. I just hope they don't end up clashing with the Amazons. I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments section below as always, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.